Meet Daisy, an extraordinary dog who became a true mother to a group of tiny rescued kittens. She didn't just take them in, she surrounded them with incredible love and care. What happened next amazed even the most indifferent people. One day, a litter of 4 tiny kittens was found abandoned on the street. They were about 4 weeks old and completely alone. There was no sign of their mother, and the little ones looked hungry and frightened. They meowed loudly, huddling together for warmth, clearly hoping their mother would return, but she never did. Emma, a volunteer from a local shelter, couldn't ignore them. She knew they wouldn't survive without help, so she carefully wrapped them in a blanket and took them home. Now they needed warmth, care, and feeding every few hours. She created a small cozy space for them in a box with soft blankets and a heating pad to mimic the warmth they would have felt next to their mother. The first few days were difficult. The kittens struggled to eat, slept a lot, and seemed uncertain about their surroundings. Emma woke up every 2 hours at night to bottle feed them warm milk and make sure they were getting the attention they needed. But it quickly became clear that food alone wasn't enough. The kittens didn't just need nourishment. They needed a sense of security, motherly warmth, and protection. They needed someone to care for them as a parent, even if that someone was unusual. In Emma's home lived a large dog named Daisy. Despite her impressive size, she was incredibly gentle, affectionate, and patient. Throughout her life, she had shown kindness toward other animals, so Emma decided to introduce her to the kittens. As soon as Daisy saw the tiny creatures, she walked over to them, sniffed them carefully, and then gently licked one of them. The others were initially scared, but they quickly realized that this big, fluffy mom was no threat. Within a few hours, they were snuggling up to her, and soon they even tried to crawl under her warm belly, as if searching for comfort. From that day on, Daisy took on the role of mother. She lovingly licked the kittens, kept them warm with her body, and lay beside them as they slept. She kept a watchful eye to make sure they didn't wander too far, and if one of them meowed, she was there in an instant. The kittens quickly adapted to their new mom and followed her everywhere. They climbed on her, played with her tail, hid under her paws, and at night they curled up beside her to sleep. Every morning started the same way. As soon as Daisy got up, the kittens ran to her, rubbed against her fur, purred happily, and climbed onto her to start the day next to their adoptive mother. Daisy was so patient and loving that she even let the kittens play with her ears and tail. She never showed irritation, even when they tried to climb onto her back or tug at her paws. As the kittens grew, they became more active. They ran around the house, played mischievously with each other, but never strayed too far from Daisy. The most surprising part was that they began to mimic her behavior. They tried to copy her movements, followed her everywhere, and some even wagged their tails like puppies. Daisy didn't just care for the kittens. She raised them, teaching them and helping them explore the world. If a kitten misbehaved, she gently but firmly let them know that wasn't allowed. When the kittens grew up and became independent, loving families were found for them. Saying goodbye to them was the hardest part for Daisy. She spent days looking for them, sniffing their bedding, and seeming a little lost. But just a few weeks later, Emma brought home a new group of tiny kittens in need of care. As soon as Daisy saw them, she ran over, started licking them, and lay down beside them to keep them warm. Daisy's story quickly spread across the internet, touching hearts worldwide. People admired her kindness and patience. This story reminds the world that friendship knows no boundaries, that love and care can overcome all differences, and that kindness is what makes the world a better place. Thanks to Daisy, these kittens got a second chance at life, and every time a new rescued kitten arrives at her home, she welcomes them with open paws, becoming a true mother once again. Emma admits she never expected this dog to change her life so much. Now her home is filled with love, warmth, and care, and Daisy remains a devoted mother to all who need her. Daisy's story is living proof that kindness can work miracles. Where many expected rivalry, a true friendship blossomed. Where there could have been suffering, there was instead joy. When Daisy first took on the role of foster mother to abandoned kittens, no one could have predicted how deep her bond with them would grow. Her patience, care, and tenderness became a lifeline for the tiny kittens in their new, unfamiliar world. They were too small to understand that she wasn't really a cat, but the warmth she provided became their symbol of safety and comfort. Each day started the same way. The kittens would wake up and immediately look for Daisy. They nuzzled her nose, climbed onto her, and nestled into her soft fur. Despite her large size, Daisy responded with gentle movements, cuddling them with her paws and licking them as if they were her own puppies. Daisy's life became a cycle of love and care. With each new group of kittens that arrived at Emma's home, Daisy embraced them as if they were her own. She instinctively knew which ones were the most fragile and gave them extra warmth, nudging them closer to her soft fur. She groomed them with the same devotion she had shown the first litter, ensuring they felt safe and loved. Each kitten had a different personality. Some were shy and hesitant, while others were fearless explorers. But no matter how different they were, all of them gravitated toward Daisy, trusting her completely. She was more than just a protector. She was their guide. When they wobbled on unsteady legs, she encouraged them, gently nudging them forward. When they played too rough, she corrected them with a patient but firm nuzzle. Emma marveled at Daisy's boundless patience. The kittens would tug at her ears, bat at her tail, and pounce on her paws. Yet she never once lost her temper. Instead, she let them learn through play, guiding them as if she had been born to be their mother. With every litter, Daisy seemed to grow even more attached to the role of caretaker. When they curled up beside her at night, purring softly, she would rest her head over them protectively, as if to shield them from the world. And when the time came for them to leave for their forever homes, she would sit by their empty blankets, her ears drooping slightly, waiting for her next little ones to arrive. One day, a particularly weak and tiny kitten named Oliver was brought into the home. He had been found abandoned in the rain, shivering and barely moving. Emma worried he might not make it, but Daisy took immediate action. She licked his frail body, curled around him, and refused to leave his side. She wouldn't even eat unless he was nestled against her. Under her watchful care, Oliver slowly regained his strength. Within days, he was responding to her warmth, stretching his tiny paws and letting out soft, hopeful meows. Within weeks, he was playing with the other kittens, tumbling around under Daisy's loving gaze. It was as if she had breathed life back into him. As the years passed, Daisy's story continued to inspire people. Her journey from a simple family dog to a devoted foster mother touched countless hearts. Photos and videos of her cuddling her kittens, patiently enduring their playful antics, and lovingly guiding them to adulthood went viral. Messages poured in from people all over the world, touched by the kindness of this remarkable dog. Emma knew that Daisy's love for these kittens was something rare and special. She wasn't just a pet, she was a nurturer, a protector, a symbol of unconditional love. No matter how many kittens came and went, one thing remained constant: Daisy's unwavering devotion. Even in her golden years, Daisy remained gentle and full of love. She had raised dozens of kittens, shaping their lives and giving them the warmth they had lost. And though her paws had grown slower and her muzzle had begun to gray, she still perked up every time a new rescue entered the home. Daisy's story was proof that love knows no species, no boundaries. It is limitless, unconditional, and life-changing. She didn't just save kittens, she taught them what it meant to be loved. And in return, she received a lifetime of love, loyalty, and purpose. Love,